Yo, what's going on, Nerdcore? I hope y'all are having a marvelous day. Quick reminder, we're doing a giveaway for a year of Disney Plus on us once we hit 1,000 subs. So subscribe and drop a like because...
Hey, man, I got 5 kids to feed.
Now let's dive in. This week on All Caps, we're talking the Falcon, my dude Sam Wilson. The Falcon was created by writer Stan Lee and artist Gene Colan in Captain America number 117 and is sometimes credited as being the first black superhero of mainstream comics. However, that title is held by none other than King T'Challa, the Black Panther himself. Rest in power, Chadwick Boseman. Wilson grew up in the ghetto of Harlem as the son of Paul and Darlene Wilson. Sam had 2 younger siblings, a sister named Samantha and a brother, Gideon, and for what it's worth, he had a happy childhood early on in his younger years. Growing up, he was a good kid and pretty much avoided the streets. He realized he had a connection with birds, so of course he began training pigeons. Sam's father, Paul, was a minister and very involved in the community. So much so that he was killed one night while trying to break up beef between some rival gangs while Sam watched from a rooftop when he was only 10 years old. Just a few years later, Sam's mother is killed in the same streets when another mugger guns her down after finding she only had a few dollars on her. With great power comes the great responsibility of sacrificing your parents or legal guardians to the powers that be. Remember that for all my superhero wannabes. In dealing with the loss of his parents, Sam decides to follow in his father's footsteps. He raises his sister and brother and became an active volunteer in his community. As an adult, he got a job as a social worker and eventually travels internationally. On a vacation/work trip to Rio, Sam finds and befriends a wild falcon. Him and the falcon have a strong, almost supernatural bond. Sam's bond will eventually grow to a psychic link with all birds. He adopts the falcon and names him Redwing. Soon after, he finds a wanted ad for a hunting falcon on Exile Island and is like, yo, we got this. So he heads there to answer the call, but is captured by the exiles instead. Sam escapes and learns that the exiles are enslaving the indigenous people on the island. Sam and Redwing try to help but are outmanned until Sam meets Cap for the very first time, who is in the Red Skull's body thanks to the Cosmic Cube. Sam and Redwing save the body-swapped Cap from catching a can of whooping from the exiles, former henchmen turned enemies of the Red Skull, and they decide to free the island's people together. Cap says Sam should take on a superhero identity and suggests the name the Falcon. Sam trains relentlessly with Cap until he's even a match for Cap himself. Okay, well, almost a match for Cap.
Really important to me that Cap never finds out about this.
Sam, Redwing, and Cap launch their attack, and with help from the revolting islanders, they easily defeat the exiles. But the whole time, the Red Skull was watching through the Cosmic Cube. Man, this guy has a thing for cubes. He teleports the heroes to his base where he tries but fails to defeat the new duo, pretty much because, like all the best villains, he won't shut the up. Sam goes on to fight at Cap's side against many of his greatest villains, and it's not long before Black Panther upgrades Sam's suit with a mechanical harness and vibranium wings, finally allowing the Falcon to fly. In Captain America Volume 1, number 186, the Red Skull is back on that bullshit, and he uses the cube to turn Falcon against Cap. He reveals that he engineered their meeting on Exile Island and used the cube to create the psychic link between Sam and Redwing, then rewrites Sam's past as a community leader, all in a plot to plant him as a sleeper agent at Cap's side. He claims that Sam was really Snap Wilson, a hustler from Harlem who snapped after losing his parents and just became another product of his environment. Falcon manages to break free of the Red Skull's control, and the Red Skull's plan fails again. If the Red Skull can do anything right, failing is right at the top of that list. But the reveal of his so-called past would haunt Sam before and after he would eventually wield the shield. which actually goes down in Captain America Volume 4 when Steve Rogers faces off against Iron Nail, who just happens to have tendrils that can neutralize the super soldier serum inside of him. Cap defeats Iron Nail but gets impaled by his tendrils in the process. Without the serum coursing through his blood, his body is now showing his true age. So an old Cap regretfully resigned as Captain America but willfully passes the mantle to Sam, the man that has shared the same values as he does for as long as he can remember.
How does it feel?
Like it's someone else's.
It isn't.
While Falcon is Cap, during a fight with the Red Skull's daughter, Sin, we've mentioned her before, we learn that the snap persona of Sam was actually the fake history planted by Red Skull to sow doubts in his mind as he followed the path to ultimately becoming Captain America. In both real life and the comics, people weren't that crazy about Sam being Cap, but Sam did his best to fill Cap's boots and did a damn good job if you ask me. During this storyline by Rick Remender, we see some of the best damn Falcon we've ever seen, and if you're a Falcon fan or a Cap fan, I suggest checking it out. In the events leading up to Secret Empire, Steve gets his powers back from Kobik, a 4-year-old girl who's the embodiment of the Cosmic Cube. Steve accepts the offer without knowing the price he'd pay. His return powers came with the history reset, making him over as a Hydra sleeper agent. Don't worry, we're going to cover Hydra Cap in due time, but we've got a lot of other Caps to catch up on as we march towards Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Thanks to Hydra Cap's plotting and Sam's fading faith in the administration, Sam ultimately steps down as Captain America, but resumes the mantle once Hydra Cap is exposed and helps Cap return to his original self before passing the shield back to him. So that wraps up Falcon for this episode, and to be honest, I'm really curious about all the crazy stuff that's going to go down in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I'm hearing talks of introducing mutants. I've heard Omega Red. I've heard all types of crazy things. And I seen the trailer. Trailer was fire. So anyway, comment your theories below for Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Will Falcon keep the shield or will it go to John Walker? Wait, John who? Don't worry, we'll cover John Walker's US agent next episode. But before we get out of here, I'd like to give a big shout out to All Strands Comics. If you dig comedy with your comics, then you'll definitely want to check out his channel. Great dude and great videos. Check for the link to his channel in the description. And for more Marvel Comics videos, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the flip side.